Welcome back, y'all. Welcome, family. Peace and love to all. Welcome back to the season 2. It's episode 3 of your Leaders Only show, digital show and podcast. I'm your host, and I'm your host, Kendell. I'm sorry, y'all. We're brought to you here today by What It Changed Mentoring Inc. and Tone Drone TV. I'm your host, Kendell.
And I'm Semaj.
And today, man, we ask, if you're watching, man, we ask that you invite all your family, friends, loved ones to like, comment, share, click the bell. If you can't catch us on the live stream, we ask that you hit pound replay in the comments section. You always can reach out to us on our website at www.leadersonly22@gmail.com.
Yeah, that's the email.
That's our email.
Repeat the email for him.
It's leadersonly22@gmail.com. All right, today, man, we got an excellent show today. We got questions. I got to get to catch up on my brother, man, with the food, how he diving into the new adventures with food, man, and it's just a special thing to me because that was my passion at one time, you know, so this is a touching thing for me to dive into him and his situation. With food and the cooking is Mr. Semaj, the chef.
Okay. So we're going to start off by talking about the reentry mentoring program that you had talked about in episode 1. So the first question we want to just start off with, what is the reentry program?
So when I came home, I was sentenced to 5 years of supervised release. So that's like probation. It's the new term for the parole board. Mm-hmm. So I don't see a parole board, so I was under supervised release, which is federal probation now. So I did 2 years of that. Well, I did a year of that. So while I was out for that year, a program was presented to me through a judge, Judge Faruqi, and through my probation officer, Sean Stallman. And what they did was introduce me to a program that helps you get time off of your probation. Mm-hmm. And it also helps you out with anytime you get in trouble or if you need any assistance, if you are qualified to be able to help people, they just feel like if you're one of those people that can relate to your peers that's in the same situation as you, this
right.
program will be great for you.
Okay.
And that's where it went. And it was an 18-month program. It's 4 phases. After you complete each phase, you get a certain amount of time off that equals up to that 18 months. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the term of the 18 months, you're supposed to be able to get the full year off of your probation sentence.
Okay. So is it only if you have a year left?
No. So the program, you really have to qualify for it. It's like a first-time offense.
Okay.
If that makes sense. But at the same time, they do take people that have been in and out of prison. So
okay.
It's like a hand-picked situation.
So if you got more years on your sentence or on your probation, and you go through and do 18 months, do it take off all of it? Like
no. So this program is an 18-month program qualification for 12 months off of your.
Oh, you can only get 12
sentence,
a year off.
But this is the kicker. Everything is to the discretion of the judge.
Okay.
With probation, period. You do not have to serve your full term of probation if you're doing right in the judge's discretion, and he feels that you're able and trusted to be a returning regular citizen. I mean, a law-abiding citizen. The judge can take you off probation after 2 years. You can put your own motion in without this program.
Okay. And then, so once you complete the program, if you don't have any more probation, then you're off probation?
Correct.
Okay.
And you can still be part of the program, like me. I'm a mentor for the program.
Okay, so the program continues. So the training is 18 months? Or no?
Right. Correct. It's not like so let me say this. It's not a training. It's a it's actually a mandatory thing once you accept the criteria of the program. You
Right.
have to.
Can you leave
follow.
the program if you like? Because you said you continuing.
Oh
the
yeah, you
program.
don't have to be a mentor of it.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to be that.
So that's when it continues. Once you
For me,
complete it and you're
correct.
a mentor, then you, okay, then
Yeah.
you stay in the program.
Yep. You can always, once you graduate, you like an alumni.
Okay.
So you will always be part of the program, but you don't have to be a mentor of the program. Like me, I'm hands-on.
Okay. So the trainings, they're not really held at a specific place. You just basically being monitored as
By the
and you
course.
got to do certain
It's still
things.
under the. Yep. It's still
and
under
then
the.
y'all have a graduation.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's where I graduated. They have a graduation after the 18 months each class. I was the graduation of the 4th class.
Okay.
So it's been going on for the last 4 years.
How many people?
My class was a group of 10.
Okay.
This class is the biggest class right now. Our class that just graduated was the biggest, but now the new class, they have 15.
Okay.
And it's more women. We had the first woman to graduate in our class, and now it's 3 women in this new class. So
Okay.
it's spreading, it's helping. The benefit was I was actually the first person to open up and express my mental health issues and put everything out on the table and be honest with them and draw the bridge and draw the gap and let them know that they're not against you. They will help you. If you just have to be honest, just like we always say, if you're doing the right thing, you don't have no room for the error. You know what I'm saying? They don't have a reason to look at you crazy when you're doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it was for me, and the benefit was being able to have guys comfortable enough to even, if you can't talk to them, but then you can talk to me, and that's what I'm used for. To make dudes comfortable enough to talk to me. You don't have to go against your morals and principles. I'm not asking you to do that, but you have to be real and honest to get the help that you need.
Right. So, and that's once you complete the program.
No, that's why you're in there. It's not like let me give you a perfect example.
When you're in there, then you're not a mentor. When you in the program, you just in the program. So you're saying that y'all can help each other like peers.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And then what I was about to say was I give you a perfect example of most people think that when they're in these type of programs and then they get in trouble, they think that the probation officer is against them. They quick to send them back. Well, I was one of those people that I was involved in a couple of situations through family situations and things, altercations happening. I didn't have to, go against what I believe and things of that nature to tell on nobody or anything like that. But I did, was able to be honest and let them know, look, I'm in a situation where I will violate if you don't give me no help. You know what I'm saying? And I was honest, like,
Right.
Look, it's either my life or violation, and I choose my life over the violation. And being though that I was honest with my probation officer, they was able to, understand, and they didn't send me back.
Right.
Even though it was supposed to be a technicality, it was supposed to be a violation what I did, but they didn't violate me. It's about honesty, it's about truth, and it's about explaining your situation before it happens.
Right. It's about communication.
There you go.
Right.
Perfect.
All right. So last season, we kept you guys informed about the mental health emergency number, which is still 988. And we continue to focus on getting help when you're feeling at risk, when you don't feel at risk with things that are going on. Social media definitely plays a big part in today's society. So we just want you to be aware of the consequences of spending too much time up there. Just get your fast on, detach from the cyber world and don't lose sight of the real world. And also, continue to eat right, continue to stay on top of your health, and don't wait till you need help to call out. So practice being proactive.
Yes, sir. So, bro, when I left, man, you was into the parties,
Right.
promotions, just getting started with the gear,
Right.
and you was so focused. You was El Capitan on the up and up.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing to see that you cooking though. So I'm gonna dive into the new adventure for you is cooking. So
Right.
last week I mean, a couple of episodes ago, you told us about the certifications that you got, a couple of inspections that you got. So just walk us through the steps that you took to get where you at now.
Well, it all started with because I was already doing sea moss and herbs, and then water and the leader aid, of course. So with that, being as though I'm playing with herbs, and it's different laws in Virginia. You have to go through food handling certification. So with that, I had to go through the Department of Health. So they made me do the self-serve or the serve safe. I'm
Serve
sorry,
safe,
I apologize. The serve safe. So when I did that, I was like, all right, I might as well keep going.
Right.
Then, you know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna just have this certification, I think it's good for like 5 years. So I got the certification, but in my mind,
safe is just to be able to serve food.
nah, I took the manager course. So
Okay.
food manager, food handling. I can
Okay,
I
so
can,
yeah,
I
you
can run a
took
kitchen.
the-
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
okay.
Not be the head chef like the sous chef, but I have the certification to put the chefs in there.
Correct.
And I can manage
Correct,
it.
correct.
So I did that, but I'm always thinking like that because, like you said, I was doing events. We done clothes, and I always try to figure out ways that I can contribute. But more and more, as we're seeing, and as we continue to talk about being controlled, we have to figure out things to do with our own hands, things that we can do, like I continuously say, to just go to people. And one of the main things that just bring people together, no matter the race, no matter the topic, is food. So I was like, man, let me get into this farmers market, and I did that. So I went and I took the course, which is in Falls Church, but they have a few of them. You could just look up the food handling stuff. But I took it in Falls Church. It was one day. It was like 8 hours, and you take the course at the end of it. So that's what sparked it. And then but before that, it was always, we've done a bunch of stuff. And like I always continuously say, everybody is in the world just fighting their own battle or doing their own thing. And they be overlooking their gift, which is why I just continuously, try to work with you and try to, get you to understand. But I'm the type of person that's I'm not going to sit and wait either. As I'm being of service, I'm gonna go get some stuff that can contribute to whenever it does happen. But in the meantime, I'm gonna make use of that time. And being in this, though, most of my time is in the house taking care of pops. It's a whole lot easier to be able to go to the kitchen, fix things, get it done, deliver, take orders, 24 hours, 48 hours in advance, and then I can go make it, get it out, and do that. So that was that. And then moving forward, I had to get 3 inspections. I had to do zoning, I had to do the building inspection, and then, like I said, I'm waiting now. It's 30 to 45 days right now, so that's just for the review of it. And then they let you know if you did anything wrong, but this is where you got to do all your labeling. You have to give them all your recipes. You have to give them, what else do I have to give them? The process in cooking it. Like you have to do from the time where you open it from the wrapper type to putting it on the counter, wiping the like you had to do all that. So that's what really took, because I'm new to this, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not afraid to say, I'm like an infant. Here I go again, being an infant in a new world, whereas though I'm just getting all the rules, but being as though it is so specific and I had to go through and get the certification, it's like a blessing because I'm learning new stuff, but at the same time, I'm just being certified, you know what I mean? So this is a new skill set, this is new business, this is the new avenue to get into catering, and with catering, I wanted to get the liquor license. Because I want to become a one-stop shop as far as when you're dealing with us. You know what I mean? You can get some clothes, you can get some sea moss, you can get some food, you can work out, you can get some life insurance, like all these things where it look to other people. You get a book, but to other people they try to make it make sense, like or tell you, man, you can't do that and you can't do this, but it's like you can if you stay within the parameters, and then you go find people that are better. Like at one point in time, when it comes to the meat and stuff, you cook better than me. With this, I'm cooking with straight love. Like, bro, I'm cooking to heal. It became therapy for me, like to cut on music and, you know what I mean, and just sit there and whip up stuff that tasted like something else, but it's nothing but vegetables. But I'm getting vegetables that taste like steak. I'm getting vegetables that taste like ribs. I'm getting vegetables that taste like...
because that meal you cooked last night, like the buffalo, the wings, it's just amazing how the wings, it really tastes like the meat.
Right. And I'm just...
and I cut it with a knife and everything, like the texture, everything was right. Yeah, it's amazing.
With that, I started off just, like I said, studying, because the cooking part is the easy part. You know what I'm saying? Once I started cooking, I started getting people to taste it. But I have to me, I feel like my palate of my taste buds is impeccable. You know what I'm saying? I do that. Like, that's what I love to do. Like, before my lifestyle changed and all that, I would literally go. Like, I could tell you, people used to call me like, yo, where should I go eat in this city? Or I'm in man, I'll tell you places to go that will blow your mind. You know what I mean? I used to take myself on dates. So then now I started doing that for the vegan stuff just to see if I could do it. It was like, man, let me go here and see what they're doing. And most of them use processed stuff. I like to look at processed stuff like a meal that you ate last night. I would call that a cheat meal. That's why I'm trying to get an intimate, you know what I mean, following and stuff, so I can get people to change from the meat and stuff. And I'm saying, all right, look, you was eating chicken breast before, and you didn't care if it was farm fed or whatever. It was pumped up with steroids and all that. All right, I'm gonna push this soy in here. I do want you to know that I also have other options that are mushrooms and this and the third, but I would rather you eat this
without
than eat
the
that.
soy.
Right. Now, when we talking working out and stuff like that, I'm saying, all right, now that you changing your lifestyle and you getting a lifestyle change, now you can just make that a cheat meal.
Right.
Like me, if it was like the worst come to worst, like I was traveling over here from the West Coast over here, and I was driving, the only thing that was open was Denny's. It's a blessing that Denny's put something plant-based on their menu, but typically if I got time, I'm going to cook, or if I have choices, I'm not going to choose that, but it was after hours, so I picked a Beyond Meat burger. That would be the one time that month that I would eat that. Yeah, it got different stuff in it, period. You know what I'm saying? So I'm never pushing people to eat things that they don't know. But it's like, yo, we coming from eating hot dogs. We coming from eating chitlins. We coming from eating pig feet.
And if we know what
if I'm not going to say we, I'm going to say me. You know what I'm saying? So every time when I try to talk to people, I try to just let them know I was there. So I try to chase those flavors and those tastes too. But first things first, just studying, man. Same thing like you have to do for life insurance and stuff. You just have to pass the certifications and stuff. And then it's a lot to cram in, so I want people to know that too. So before just going in the kitchen and stuff, get the book so I can always refer to it, because it's a lot going on up here. You know what I'm saying? We trying to run business. We trying to do this. We trying to remember that and this. So it's always good just to have books of reference so you can go back to and you can remember, all right, this has to be at this temperature. This has to be at this. Label this. You know what I'm saying? And it's something beautiful because, again, you know what I'm saying, you get to be a novice, but then eventually you get to bring everything together. What do events need? I have a great skill set at events, you know what I'm saying, but I didn't want it to just continue to keep. I was looking at Dr. Umar Johnson, and I love Dr. Umar Johnson. I always say Dr. Umar Johnson be on one because he's so passionate, but I be feeling it was just great to see him finally say it, because that's what I be in the fight with. I don't want any hypocrisy, you know what I'm saying? So if you're trying to change and do things and walk righteously and stuff, then eventually if you're going to try to do events, you're going to have to get out of the club. You're going to have to get out of the strip club. You're going to have to get out of fixing people bottles and selling them tables and stuff. And then, okay, well, my event might be coming together for a dinner function. Try these different meals. Try these assorted flavors. Try this. Okay, we can still have music. Instead of hard liquor, we can do wine. Okay, there's breweries out here. There's wineries. These are ways that we can build relationships. And then you can also find with these small companies the values of the owners, because we don't know the owners' values of a lot of these corporate, these big commercial Fortune 500 companies. But what we keep seeing, just like the Balenciaga stuff, we keep seeing all these backstories. So it's like you got to plan and plot, but that's where my mind is going. Like I had said last week, I'm trying to figure out who to do business with and all that. And then the numbers are different too. When you're dealing with 50, 40 people, and they're spending, if you think about it, man, you go out and you have a nice time, you get something to drink, you get something to eat. You're cool with spending that $100. Opposed to, you might be, I'm not going to say you, but most people, I've been through the different avenues, and you charge $100 for a t-shirt. And they're like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, well, they charge $300. All right, forget it. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to go back and forth. You didn't want the t-shirt. Well, you might get $100 worth of lemonade, $20 worth of sea moss. We got a $15 socks. You might get a meal. Now we talking. That one meal might lead into, yo, I've been trying to figure out how to get that and plant-based and that. Hey, I'm looking for catering. Perfect. We coming in, we establishing these relationships. And word of mouth is what I learned with a lot of things, especially food. Things like art. Like you look at things, the culinary art. So if you look at real art, a lot of them don't become big or didn't become big till they died. But it was really word of mouth. You know what I'm saying? And like I keep saying, I'm trying to figure out who did these things. What avenues, so who to study, you know what I'm saying? Because I just said it last week, I'm trying to get back into that smaller, getting out of the phone. Oh, my boy cook.
Right.
being in the gym,
Right,
like we've been in the
right,
gym.
right,
Been
right.
getting
And you got
clients from the person who worked there.
correct,
He's been telling people who work out,
correct.
just showing them pictures. Hey, let me get your number. I'll send you over a few pictures. I'll send you over a few menus. And that's another thing, man, just being appreciative of people willing for us to take it slow.
Correct.
Because like you said, you got to honor the big dog, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, which is El Capitan.
Correct.
But I always tell people, Deuce, you know what I'm saying, he had a vision, you know what I'm saying? I was being,
Humble.
you know what I mean? I was being humble, but I was also being a great partner, you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
But in that,
Team player.
like I said, it's inflation.
And that's been your role your whole life, though, because you always
I always
been a team
go
player.
over me. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be good, but I'm
Yeah.
trying to find things that don't.
Because you've been a
step on-
popular guy your whole life, though.
That,
But you put it aside.
yeah,
you put it to
because
the
it
side,
ain't
yeah.
about popularity with people.
Right.
Like I just said, no hypocrisy. We trying to get out of the world. I'm just
Correct.
trying to make God happy.
Yeah.
And in that's how you gotta make other people happy. You gotta bring out other people's. That's why I'll never shoot nobody's stuff down. I be eager to be like, look, let's do it tomorrow.
Correct.
Let's do it the next day.
Correct.
I don't care what you want to do. And then if that don't work, it's not the point that what you chose was wrong.
Right.
It's just the fact we might have did it the wrong way.
Right.
So we just go back and figure out the way. We just keep figuring out. Same thing we doing now.
Right.
One thing I do know is everything moving. People buying books. People buying lemonade. Nothing
People
is
watching the show.
Yeah,
People-
it's a little here and a little, but and it's proving the point that you can do
Facts.
different things. But I don't go in, never have went in with the mindset of, yo, we gotta do a wedding catering tomorrow. Yo,
Yeah.
we gotta get our clothes in 50,000 Foot Lockers tomorrow. Yo,
we just gotta
you gotta
start.
get the lemonade and Target tomorrow.
Your
And
main
it's
thing
like,
is we got to start
yeah, to see you did it, but then if you keep creating many avenues and different things,
something.
I keep
Your
thinking
tribe gonna get
tribe.
bigger
I keep
and
thinking
bigger
tribe.
and
You know what I'm
bigger.
saying? So look, we got this to do.
Yeah.
We got some books back there.
Yeah.
Just think about it if you had
Correct.
your tribe rolling, because this is how you spoke. Go back into taking this stuff away to when we had a mission.
Correct.
It may not have been selling clothes and this, that, and the third, but
Correct.
the young guys had to do this. Might have been going to hunt deer with the old, boom. Y'all gonna go
Cattle.
fish. The women over here, they got to crochet and they got to knit because we need blankets.
Correct.
It's just that atmosphere,
Cotton,
that
clothes.
thing. And everybody's not doing the same exact thing. Everybody's doing their thing that contribute to the whole thing that we're trying to do. God blessed us, bro. You know what I'm saying? And when you come in getting more to taking yourself away from the distractions, you're allowed to focus. So if I'm sitting there with time, I'm not one of them people like, yo, I've been there. Sleep when
Right,
you dead
right.
and all that. I have to grow from that. So if I'm learning from that, then okay, I studied 2 hours. I worked out. I also made some deliveries, cooked some meals. I did, you know what I mean?
Correct,
It makes
correct.
me feel better, and it makes me feel, like I said, I'm trying to find an escape route. So if we come in and talking every week for 30 minutes, and I'm saying something last week, I better be moving in that direction the
Correct,
next week,
correct.
and then the next week. And who can't? You know what I'm
Correct,
saying? I always try to tell people, if your stuff can get in the rim, if people is choosing your stuff, when you talking about a product comes out tomorrow, these are the multi-trillion-dollar, billion-dollar families. They can make that product look like the best thing in the world. Don't necessarily mean it's the best thing for you, but it can go on the shelves and it's speed rocket, a couple phone calls. So we don't have none of that. Family don't, mama can't, this person, none of that. So if your stuff getting a mention, if somebody get to say, yo, I want yours, hitting me up first thing in the morning, yo, let me get 6 lemonades, let me get some nettles. That's a win. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you have to win coming out of this. Because if you look at, if you ain't get 100 likes, if you ain't get 1,000 comments, you won't win. You
Right,
feel like
right.
you losing. That's why I said in the real world, I got people hitting me up. I showed you the text message. My
Every
boy,
day.
shout out to my brother. You know what I'm saying? My brother Lorenzo.
Yeah,
but he
man.
dealing with things. There's people that call me all the time, like
Yeah.
real
Yeah,
things.
it's like you a walking
Man,
spirit, bro.
yeah. So with
Really.
that, those are real.
For real, like that's real,
real
people though,
wins.
like and people that we grew up with, like it's people that I know, like
Yeah.
it's people that and it's touching, like it's touching, it's amazing, it's rebirthing to me because I didn't see that,
Right.
I come from trauma, coming out of the situation I was in with trauma, so it wasn't nobody in there like really venting about what they really been through. Everybody trying to have a shadow and a coat on, trying to keep everything in the dark.
Right.
I wasn't raised like that. Mine's is always gonna come out.
Likewise.
You know what I'm
But
saying? That's just
But I would
know what I
say
mean?
is continue to work on your delivery. You know what I'm
Correct.
saying? Because that's where I had to go.
that's it.
Which I would tell the same thing we telling each other. This is what I would tell everybody in our community. Because a lot of times it's not what we saying. It's just the delivery. You know what I'm saying? Because
Correct.
people are so hurt. They're so stuck in trauma that they are sensitive. If we saying all this, like this is what I'm saying, we can't just talk to talk. It's like everything requires baby steps. Everything I'm
Right.
doing in that cooking class, They don't give you the certification on the day of. Same thing. Ain't nobody gonna come to me healed the day of. So I have to be willing to be like, yo, beyond me identifying with what you're going through, I've been there.
Yeah.
So it makes the conversation a whole lot easier. Like
and
I
make
said,
it
bro.
easy for them to open up to you.
Yeah,
you very relatable. I know I'm relatable.
And he apologized.
So that's what helps me into the mentor program. That's why they use me as a vessel of the program, because I'm so easy to relatable.
Right.
And like when I talked to the guy that I just met, like I met him last Monday. He had just came home on a Friday, and his name is Calvin. He's from DC, but he blessed to be able to have family, which I was able to have. But his main thing is sleeping. Mm-hmm. He trouble sleeping. He can't sleep. He having the same dreams I was having, and the same things he's going through. But me being able to judge Faruqi, being able to call my phone. See, I'm a blessing to them more than they're a blessing to me. Because if a judge is able to call my phone and Judge Faruqi be like, man, bro, it's amazing that I'm able to you allow me to call your phone. And I'm like, bro, that's the thing about bridging the gap. And that's what me and Judge Faruqi and Mr. Johnson, the retired police officer that works for the courthouse, like that's all we talk about. Because people dying every day, and it's mostly the youth is either doing the killing or getting killed. So it's like, it's kind of crazy. But I wanted to ask you this before I ask you though. I wanted to answer a couple of these questions that people have been asking me in the comments. Yes, Ms. Charles, I am off probation. Do they mentor me? I just take what I need, and all the information and all the things that they give me, I apply it. And if it's a resource that I can't use, I pass it along. Other than that, I'm very involved in the program. I do have a couple things coming up with the program in the community, and things of that nature. But question for you: walk me through this. When you about to cook, what's your game plan and prep mode when you get into your cooking mode when you about to cook a meal?
I mean, it just depends on if I'm cooking for myself, it just depends on what I have a taste for. So it might take me 2 to 3 days to do it. Like last night, I finally cooked, I had some kelp burgers because I'm testing out different stuff from different vendors too. So they're sending samples. But last week we marinated some mushrooms to be like bacon. So I had to figure out a way to get, like, what was I going to eat with bacon. So I put it on top of the double burger, and then I put the egg on the burger, and then I caramelized the onion. So I like the vision stuff first. Like, oh, okay, this is what I would eat. All right, bet. And then I did it. But before that, I clean everything, make sure I'm clean. I like to elevate my mind. And then I play music. It has to be slow. It has to be something. Well, not slow, but it has to be R&B. It has to be like Afrobeat, something that's got the rhythm of love. So it transfers through the whole environment. Like I'm in an upbeat mood. I'm happy. I'm transferring happiness into my meal. So that's what it's like, soul food, like real food for your soul. So when you eat it, like it starts healing you. Even the stuff that I'm playing with, like it's vegetables and fruit, I hold it in my hand for at least 30 seconds so it can pick up my healing properties, pick up my energy, and then I put it into the food. So those are just different ways. And then it's like the slogan that we have is be a leader. So it's like I said, I tried out a lot of vegan places. They use processed food. It's a lot of different people. It may not be their own. They're bigger now. They're growing. So a lot of places we get into, it's like chefs and cooks in there that still, they might not even be plant-based, majority of the time. So I want that, you know what I'm saying? That's what I envision. A bunch of people that's healthy, cooking for healthy people, that work out, that be in the market. Like we all doing this as a community. So it's like, man, the beautiful thing about your imagination is it can go anywhere. So I'm already inside of a chain. I'm already inside of a compound cooking. I got my Be a Leader stuff on. Everything is just different. It's just smaller kitchen right now, smaller people that I'm feeding. But I like to be in bliss. If I don't feel good, then I'm not cooking. It's just not going to happen. But yeah, and then I always get excited to cook for other people because it's that challenge. Because I'm trying to break their habits. A lot of people, it starts up with conversation just by seeing them eat certain stuff or them saying that they eat certain stuff. So I'll be like, look, I could do that. And they be like, no, you can't. So I'll be like, all right, I'll bring it back tomorrow. And then boom, it starts like that. So That like I was gonna say, as far as with you being the mentor in the program, it's the same thing with like me being an owner, me pushing that all these logos and all these different slogans. We got to do that. You know what I'm saying? We got to stand behind that. You got to really be that. Like, nobody can ask you to mentor them if you're not going to mentor yourself. Nobody's going to ask me to cook for them if it's not going to be good. If it's not, you know, what's the whole mission behind it? So it's like that on all accords, which makes it so much easier to bring it all together, because it's all stem behind leadership, love, you know, peace, freedom, justice, the things that we need in our community, healing. You know?
Correct.
So yeah,
Man.
and using it as therapy.
Yeah.
Cooking
So
is
I ain't
therapy.
even going to lie. Like, now it's because it's my brother, and just because he's my co-partner on the co-host. Now the food really good though. The man know how to cook, man.
Yeah.
And that's a tough avenue to cook. I mean, be in, to know how to cook and the type of stuff that he is cooking. But man, we would love to keep going, man. But we hope that you had enjoyed this show, man. We hope that y'all love all the information that we give out.
Yes.
We know that we are brought to you by Leaders Only, Tone Drone TV, What It Changed, Mentoring Inc. If you watching and you missed this live streaming, make sure you hit pound, replay in the comments. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, have an invite party. Email us at leadersonly22@gmail.com. And we'll just love to hear all your input and all your love.
Yeah. Keep checking on your relatives, especially around now. I know a lot of you guys celebrate holidays. A lot of people get depressed around this time. One thing I would like to say, not to be the Grinch, but start, you know, trying to come together more than just the holidays, you know what I'm saying? Or more than just funerals.
Yes, sir.
More than just weddings, you know what I'm saying? I've been reaching out to a few of my family members, certain aunts and certain just people that I need to just check on. We just trying to say, let's just have a phone call once a week, because it's been some years since we talked, you know what I'm saying? Really just say how you feel, you know what I'm saying? If they need to cry, let them cry, you know what I'm saying? So next week, new topics, just sending love, light, peace to everybody. Like I said, it's a tough time, so try to just give yourself a little bit of grace, reflect on the year, count up your wins, man. Like, it's been a great year amongst all the things that are going on. We have to approach it that way.
Yes, blessings, peace, love, and have a good one.